Hey there, and welcome. Today, we're going to tackle something that could seriously change your entire study game. Setting goals, but the right kind of goals. We're moving past that whole I just need to study more idea and getting into the real art of studying smarter for actual success. Let's do this. So, let me ask you something. Have you ever had one of those days, you spend hours, literally hours, studying. You're surrounded by books, you're highlighting stuff, but when you finally get up, you feel like you've learned absolutely nothing? Yeah, it's the worst feeling, right? Super frustrating. Well, that's exactly the problem we're going to solve today.
All right, so here's our game plan. First, we'll break down the study more trap. Then, we'll talk about thinking of goals as your personal GPS. After that, I'm going to introduce you to something called the CAST framework. It's awesome. We'll see how it works in the real world, and then it's your turn to give it a shot.
Okay, let's dive right in. First up, we've got to talk about the big problem, the study more trap. This is all about why those fuzzy, vague goals just don't work.
Take a look at this. Does this goal sound kind of familiar? Connect my readings and notes, have a complete understanding. I mean, it sounds pretty noble, right? Like you're really trying. But here's the hard truth. This is a terrible goal. It's so big and fuzzy. What do you even do first? It gives you zero direction.
And that really gets to the heart of the matter. You have to understand there are two totally different kinds of goals. You've got your doing stuff goals, which are basically just your to-do list, right? Read the chapter, do the homework. They make you feel productive. But then you've got learning goals, and these are a game changer. They're all about the thinking and the knowing part. They're about what you want to walk away with in your brain, not just what you've checked off a list.
Okay, so that brings us to our next big idea, thinking about your goals as a GPS for your learning.
So let's get on the same page. What even is a goal when it comes to studying? Well, yeah, it's a target, but it's so much more. Think about it. A GPS doesn't just tell you the destination. It plans your route. It tells you if you've made a wrong turn, and it helps you reroute. That's what a good learning goal does. Without one, you're basically just driving around with no map and no destination, hoping you end up somewhere good.
So why should you even care about setting good goals? Well, because they are like a superpower for your brain. Seriously, they focus your attention, they actually make you try harder, and they help you keep going when things get tough. Plus, and this is super important, they're like an early warning system. They let you know when what you're doing isn't working, so you can change your strategy before you waste a bunch of time. And of course, they keep you motivated.
Okay, so we know we need good goals, but how do we actually make them? Well, that's what this is all about. Welcome to Section 3, the CAST framework. This is your secret formula for crafting A-plus goals.
Basically, to build a way better goal, you're going to use the CAST framework. It's super simple, easy to remember, and honestly, once you start using it, you'll wonder how you ever studied without it.
So what does CAST stand for? It's four simple parts. C is for concept, A is for action, S is for standard, and T is for time. Let's walk through each one. First up, C for concept. This is all about getting specific. So instead of a goal like, I'm going to study for my bio test, you ask yourself, what concept am I trying to learn? Is it blood flow through the heart? The stages of mitosis? See the difference? It takes you from this huge, overwhelming task to a very specific piece of knowledge.
Next, we have A for action. Okay, so you have your concept. Now what are you going to do with it? And this is where we have to get rid of weak words like learn or understand. Those are way too passive. We need strong, active verbs. Verbs that make your brain do some heavy lifting like compare, explain, solve, or apply.
And check this out. This is basically your action verb cheat sheet. You can think of it in different levels. Are you just trying to get the basics down? Then maybe you define something. Are you trying to see how things fit together? Then you'll want to compare or explain them. And if you're really aiming high, you're going to evaluate or apply that knowledge. Picking the right verb here is everything. It tells you exactly how to study.
S is for standard. This one is so important. It answers the question, how do I know I'm done? How do I know I actually got it? A vague feeling like until I feel good about it is not a standard. But something like, I can explain this out loud to my roommate without looking at my notes, or I can solve 5 problems in a row correctly. That's a standard. It's measurable.
And last but not least, T is for time. This is pretty straightforward, but people mess it up all the time. It means you have to decide when you're going to do this and for how long. It's about breaking down huge tasks into manageable chunks you can actually schedule. I'll do it sometime this week is not a plan. Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m. is a plan. A goal without a time attached is really just a dream.
All right, enough with the theory. Let's see this thing in action. In this next section, we're going to look at a real before and after.
Okay, remember this mess of a goal from earlier? That's our before picture. Now, look at goal B. See the difference? It's like night and day. It's not a perfect CAST goal yet, but it's so much better. It names a specific system, it has a clear action, create a diagram, and it has a standard, recite it in my own words. Suddenly, you know exactly what you need to do.
So let's actually score this goal using CAST. For concept, we've got blood flow through the heart. Check. Action, create an annotated diagram. Check. Standard, recite in my own words. Yep, check. The only thing missing is the time. It gives a deadline by Friday, but it doesn't say when the work will happen. Still, 3 out of 4, that's a huge win and a massive step in the right direction.
Now let's look at a couple of other classic goal-setting traps. Goal C is what I like to call the planning to plan trap. You know, when you spend more time color-coding your schedule than actually studying. And goal D is the classic doing stuff trap. It's a to-do list for writing an essay, but where's the goal about understanding the content you need to write about?
Make no mistake, both of these are traps. Planning to plan feels productive, but you never actually start. And just doing stuff lets you check boxes without ever engaging in the hard thinking that actually leads to learning. They are both clever ways we trick ourselves into avoiding the real challenging work.
All right, so this brings us to the most important part, Section 5. It's your turn to CAST. Let's talk about making your next study session your best one yet.
Look, if there is one single thing I want you to walk away with, it's this. Being good at setting goals is not a personality trait. It's not something you're born with. It is 100% a skill that you can learn. And you can start learning it today, right now. So, my challenge to you is this. What's the next thing you have to study? A chapter? A concept? A problem set? What is the first CAST goal you are going to set for that session? It's time to take charge of your own learning. Thanks for tuning in.